Good. How are you?
Good.
Son, what have the last few weeks been like since the SEC championship game? Just the preparation you guys have been putting in, getting ready for New Year's Eve.
Just working our tails off in the weight room, on the field. Actually, coming closer as teammates, closer as brothers. We know we had to make our wins in this 27-day, 29-day period where we had to go be at our best. So just ready for the game.
Last time we talked to Kirby, he said he told y'all on the day of the playoff selection show that the span between this year's SEC championship and the playoff, the attitude might be different than last year's. Kind of from our players' perspective, what does that kind of look like so far?
The narrative's been just because we lost last year, so everybody was so ready to come into the Orange Bowl. But this year, the narrative is we haven't lost a game, so they have an edge over us. But nobody has an edge over us when it comes to that because we come in every game thinking that that's our last game, so we're going to put our best foot forward.
Just following up on that, how are y'all, I guess, trying to keep that edge, even though you don't have the, I guess, redemption arc kind of thing that last year's team might have had?
Just a repetition. Every day, we treat every day like a game because we try to make practice harder than the games. So by the time December 31st gets here, we've seen everything, we've done everything to get ready for that moment.
Zion, a question about y'all's offensive line, who you know all those guys and go against them every day in practice. Michigan won the Joe Moore Award recently. How does that land on you guys, and what, when you think about the job that they do, and that kind of happened last year before the Michigan game as well? Do you feel like they deserve that award, or can you speak for them?
I feel like they deserved it 2 years running. I think last year we got snubbed of it as well, but we're not here to tell what the media is supposed to say. We're supposed to just go out and play on Saturday. So you really can't control that. We just go out there and control what we control. I feel like we have the best O-line in the country, hands down, every week. So every year. So I really can't speak on that.
Is that from practice and then going into games and what you're dealing with?
Oh yes, sir.
Different places.
Just seeing it from in practice, and when it gets in games, we push each other in practice. So by the time third and fourth quarter gets here, when guys are on the opposite team, they got their hands on their hips, they're tired. We're like, yeah, let's keep going. It's a bloody Tuesday. This is what we work for.
Zion, whenever you turned on the film here recently, just look at Ohio State offense for the first time. What was the first thing as a defensive lineman you looked for? And I guess what is your impressions overall? What jumped out the most about Ohio State?
Number one, how fast CJ Stroud's getting the ball out of his hand. Where's he looking? Who's he looking to get the ball to? That's just been my biggest thing. Also, who's their inside guys? What do they do? What do they do most? Just little things that help you pick up on the game, make the game easier for you.
Son, you guys have gotten several of these new signings already in. What have you seen from just that entire group in these first few days that they've been with the team?
I don't know guys name by name yet, but I'm working on that myself. But we're gonna go recruit very hard, so we're gonna get great players in here. And just if they're coming in and buying in, I know I see a lot of these young guys meeting with coaches extra after practice and before practice. So this is a group who really wants to be great and who really wants to come in and make an impact.
Kind of following up on that, how valuable do you think that is for those guys long term that they're kind of getting a head start?
It's great for them just because it builds it builds good habits. And, you don't get in the habit of I know this already, or the things that might put you in a bias. So they're doing it early now, so it can be easier for them later on.
Zion, has there been any difference from a year ago? Because one of the things that happened last year, as I recall, was Jordan telling us that after the SEC title game, Georgia felt out of shape and there was all these extra runs. Is it the same workout regimen, or have you guys approached things different than you did a year ago?
I think we try to keep the same workout regimen. I know for JD's case last year, he felt like he was very out of shape. So they had him in a running club throughout the Orange Bowl and the national championship. And you go back and find the clip from before the national championship. He actually said, "I'm about to go do a run after this." So they just trying to get him down. I guess it was 340 at the time, to where he can go out and play efficient. So that's just been a big thing for a couple of us on the team.
As a player, is it hard at all with the amount of time between the games as far as staying focused, or what does it take to maximize this amount of time you're working with?
Well, I think it's big on coaches and players, just because you kind of get complacent with your time. But that's why we say 24-hour wins. We win the day, and then when the next day comes, win that day. So just preparing like no other. So when the time comes for the game, you've seen everything, you've prepared well.
CJ, getting back to, about CJ Stroud one more time. When you look at some of the aspects of his game, who does he kind of remind you of that you guys have played this year's game?
He kind of reminds me of Hendon Hooker. You know, he's a guy that leads his offense very well. Ball jumps out his hand. He knows how to command his offense. And I tip my hat to him. He's a very good player. So, and
What rollout stuff does he show? He seems like a guy who likes to stay in the pocket maybe more than him, maybe some other guys you've seen.
yeah, most of the time, you know, some guys they roll out to get extra yards with their feet. But I think he rolls out to pad his stats a little bit and chuck it downfield. So, just rallying to the ball, getting guys around him.
How much comparison is there to Tennessee's offense? I know that X's and O's wise they have the same coaching tree, but how many similarities? What kind of lessons?
Very similar, just by how everybody's talking about their receivers, their quarterback, how they were coming in as one of the top scoring offenses in the country. It's a very similar week. We kind of attacked it a little bit, very similar. So really just trying to work on us a little bit.
Y'all kind of make sure you guard against complacency there, where you did it once and
You gotta keep doing it over and over. Yeah.
I assume that in film session, one of the biggest games you watched Ohio State plays the Michigan one because they kind of slowed them down offensively. Is there anything about how Michigan defended him that kind of stands out that can help you guys in this game?
I think Michigan just showed them a lot of different things. I think they kind of rattled them a little bit. Well, a lot of teams got in his face and kind of got him off his point a little bit, and I think that's what kind of rattles him. So I think we just got to do a lot of different things and just get in his face.
I know we talked about Jalen a lot since he's come back, but just again a game of this magnitude. You talk about the inside pass rush being apparently such a key in this ball game. I mean, how important could he be in a game like this?
I feel like he's important in every game that we play just because the impact and the force that he brings to our defensive line. Just whenever he's out there, he's ready to make a big play. So I think it'll be in time coming.
What's the toughest thing that opposing offensive linemen have to deal with him? I mean, you can't do it one-on-one. I mean, you've seen that this year. What's the most difficult thing they have to do when it comes to try to keep him under control, such as it is?
I guess he just makes offensive linemen wrong. Like if they take the right step, he's gonna counter with the right move. So I think it's just like an instinct type thing where he makes one move, it doesn't work. He makes another one, it works. So I think that's the biggest thing for him, like instincts.
Is he a shy guy? Because we've only talked to him once in 3 years he's been here. I don't know what he's like with you, but is he just scared of the media, or just doesn't like to talk? Or
He's a very quiet guy. He kind of likes to go about his work. He doesn't like when he gets around the teammates. He's very joking. He's a very loving person. So, and I think you seen that when guys came to bat for him last week when people try to bash his name a little bit. Like everybody on the team loves him. So I don't really see any bad thing wrong with it.
Since you brought that up, I mean that was a big deal last week when those comments were made about that. What was y'all's initial reaction whenever y'all saw those tweets?
A lot of guys just laughing at it. Just they don't really know the real him. They're going off of what they hear and what they see. I mean what they hear from other people. But you just got to come see him for yourself. I mean he'll show you. He's a very quiet guy. He just likes to work.
Why do you think people misunderstand you like that?
I couldn't tell you.
maybe the Missouri thing, was that even anything? I mean, we could just see from afar. I know they didn't go out pregame after that.
Me personally, I had already been out, and I was actually going back in the locker room when it all transpired, so I didn't even see it. So I can't really speak on that. But I mean, they'll try to really throw anything around them.
Son, how much development have you seen from Michael, and how far he's been able to come to this point?
It's very scary sometimes, because it's like you see flashbacks of Trayvon sometimes with the pass rush, with the strength, with the long arms. Like I've been saying a long time, he's going to be very good. But once he gets the defense down packed, where he gets his pass rush down packed, he's going to be a player to reckon with the SEC.
How important have these, extra set of bowl practices been for some of those young guys who don't get to play a lot or don't get to rep a lot during the course of the season?
I mean, it's huge, and that's why we practice the way we do. Coach doesn't want guys standing around, so the guys that don't play in the game, they're going hard in practice against the starters who actually are going out and playing every snap. So I think here you can't lose it with that. Like you're working every day consistently.
Have you lost weight during the season? You seem like you have. You look physically like you might have lost weight.
I think I'm just I float around a little bit. I try to keep around the same weight, 305, 310. So I don't know right now.
Is your weight stayed the same since freshman year? Or have you lost weight and proportioned it?
2020 is where I took the biggest hit. I think I got lowest of 285, and then I got back to like 315, 312. But yeah, I've been holding 310, 311 pretty steady.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,